Welcome to the Quinte branch of the Ontario Genealogical Society. The Ontario Genealogical Society, alternately operating as Ontario Ancestors, has more than 35 branches and special interest groups throughout Ontario. The Ontario Genealogical Society was founded as a non-profit corporation and a registered Canadian charity in 1961, dedicated to assisting those interested in the pursuit of family history and to preserving Ontario's genealogical heritage. The Quinte branch of the Ontario Genealogical Society was founded in 1980 and is operated as a branch of OGS, serving the Greater Quinte area up until the present. This is the website of the Quinte branch of Ontario Ancestors. Under the menu item Library and Research, the drop-down displays our most popular search tool, Find It, which references over 1.5 million individuals of historical interest as named in various documents and volumes in the Quinte Branch Research Library. This database will be the source for some records that will be used to illustrate the potential of a word processor in an indexing project. The Find It searchable database can be set to display 10, 25, 50, or 100 records based on a search. To initiate a search, some text needs to be inserted into one of the search boxes at the top of each column. The most frequent searches occur using the search box for the surname column, often modified by adding a given name or names in the given names column. The Find It searchable index is currently set to display 100 records. A historical family name, Hogel, is entered into the search box at the top of the surname column. The records for individuals having the Hogel surname are then displayed 100 at a time. There are 669 individuals having the surname Hogel in this database at this time. In Find It, clicking on records selects them from the total records displayed. In this case, 5 records are selected. This is to provide material directly from Find It for this exercise. With records selected in the Find It index, a click on the PDF button near the top left will automatically download a PDF of the selected records to the default download folder on the user's computer. These are the 5 records selected from the Hogel cert. These records would already be in the default download folder in a PDF format. While this PDF is displayed on the screen, it is possible to drag the mouse from the beginning to the end of the records, while the left mouse button is depressed, thereby selecting all of the information in these 5 records. Clicking on Edit Copy or using the keyboard command Ctrl-C will copy the material to the clipboard. This process has diverged from simply typing the data into the word processor for a reason. Pasting the copied material from the 5 Hogel records directly into Microsoft Word captures the information but leaves formatting issues. The direct result of the paste operation is shown in the red box. The material is unorganized and not ready to be useful to an indexer. Copying and pasting information from any existing source might present a similar problem. The same material is shown within this red box after the records have been separated using the return key directly before the surname Hogel for each record. Each record now appears on its own line, but the records are not yet formatted in a way that would prove useful to an indexer. The Hogel records within this red box have been formatted by the addition of a comma between what will become the fields of information in the final table. The first record for Mrs. Abigail Hogel has had the commas accented in size and color. The commas in these records will now act as separators, sometimes termed delimiters, between the columns of data in the final table. These 5 records contain information that will be entered into the surname, given names, title, library reference number, and page columns, also termed fields, in the table. The copy in blue at the bottom has had one change made to the format of the information. The spaces after each comma have been removed. It is not a big deal if those spaces are left in, and the process will work just fine, except that those spaces probably should be removed in the final version of the spreadsheet, as those spaces represent leading spaces in the data. For an indexer typing the information into a word processor, omitting those spaces after the commas would be a fairly simple process. The Hoggle text file will need to be saved as a plain text file by Microsoft Word. That selection can be made in the box beneath the file name. Here, the Hoggle text file will be saved as plain text to the selected folder in Documents. The Hoggle text file will need to be saved as a plain text file by Microsoft Word. That selection can be made in the box beneath the file name. Opening the plain text file in a spreadsheet like Excel is slightly more problematic. Excel really only looks for Excel files, and one has to be careful that just because Excel does not display the expected text file does not mean that the file is not there. Rather than use Open, a better approach is to click on Browse. When using the Browse command, be sure to set the file type to All Files, or Excel will simply continue looking for just Excel files. If a file in use and locked for editing warning appears, simply click on the button for Read Only and open the file as a read-only copy. The file can still be edited normally. Excel will now activate Step 1 of its Text Import Wizard. There are a number of parameters that can be set here. Throughout this exercise, commas have been stressed as being the separator or delimiter, so the delimiter option should definitely be selected here. In this case, the import could have been started at row 4, which would have eliminated the first 3 blank rows. The box stating My data has headers should not be checked because there are no headers in this data. Clicking Next will advance to Step 2 of the Text Import Wizard. The primary task in Step 2 is to select the proper separator or delimiter for the data. Tab is often the default, but in this case, tab should be unchecked, and the box beside comma should be checked, as this is comma delimited data. Clicking Next will advance to Step 3. Step 3 of the Text Import Wizard provides an opportunity to select the format for the data in each column. Although General is selected in this case, text would work equally well. The only column with numbers that the spreadsheet might treat like numbers in some cases would be the fifth or page column. Column formats can be adjusted later when the data has been loaded into the spreadsheet. Click Finish to load the data into the Excel spreadsheet. The data has been loaded into the Excel spreadsheet. The 3 blank lines at the top could be used for headers or simply deleted. The blank rows have been deleted and the data is presented without headers. Although this dataset consists of only 5 records, it does illustrate that Microsoft Word or any other word processor could be used to index information that could be later cleaned in Excel and uploaded to the Ontario Ancestors site as a searchable table. This same process could work for 500 records or 5,000 records. A word processor gives us one more option for capturing data during an indexing project. Although this video tutorial explains how to use a word processor to prepare data for indexing and how a scaled-down simple word processor like the Notepad text editor can also be used, it may be preferable to actually type data into a spreadsheet. There are several alternatives to the somewhat expensive Excel spreadsheet. In a Windows environment, Apache OpenOffice Calc, Google Sheets, LibreOffice Calc, and WPS Office spreadsheets can be used. In an Apple environment, Apple Numbers, preloaded on many Apple machines, Apache OpenOffice Calc, Google Sheets, and LibreOffice Calc could be used. For a computer running a Linux environment, Apache OpenOffice Calc, Google Sheets, and LibreOffice Calc are full-featured spreadsheets.